Sairam everyone. Sairam. My most loving and humble pronouns at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome to everyone for the 2024 Graduation Celebration Day. It's an important occasion today that we've gathered. How many of you know the significance of today? At least I wanted to ask, what is so special about this graduation today? Exactly. Thank you very much. Can you say that loudly? Yes, it is the first one at this church. Thank you. Thank you, Rishi. That's basically a special day for us because we've not celebrated the graduation day in this church. The last one we celebrated before we left the previous church, and that was another occasion because we spent 13 years over there. And so, let this be a new beginning. So this graduation class is a beginning for us and beginning for the students who are going to graduate as we recognize them as we go through each one of them. Also, there's another significance of personal nature. This is my last year as an SSE coordinator for the 4 years term. Thanks to all of you to place the trust in me and take the promise. So this will be the last one you'll hear me speak at, I guess, for graduation. So it is a little bit of an emotional thing because every time I see these graduates and the wisdom that they give us as they graduate in the words, in their own words about their SSE journey is really enriching. And I'll continue to hear that, but not as an SSE coordinator. The other part is we are celebrating this full year completion, this academic year, that we started over here in this new place, and we're ending it today. And this is our first year here. Very successful. All of you loved the classrooms, loved the place. And so this is another celebration to all of you for supporting us. So let's give yourselves a round of applause for supporting us and making this a very successful year for all of our SSE kids and the support you have shown for our teachers to show their love and dedication to Swami's children. I want to make my welcome address very brief and a message to all the graduates. So let's start with our graduates from pre-SSE. We're going to go to the next slide. Oh, sorry, this is the agenda. Let's go to the agenda first. We started with Omkar and prayers and the welcome address, and then we're going to start with the pre-SSE first, and then the group 1 to 3, and finally end up with the SSE graduates. And then they're going to be welcomed by the YA, and then we'll go into the cake cutting. There is a special cake for them that's been ordered. It's been brought up by our devotional coordinator, still hunting down. And then we'll close off with a few remarks. I want to start off with the graduates of the pre-SSE. Our pre-SSE program was actually going full-time this first year. And we had about 5 of them. 4 of them are graduating. So we need more pre-SSE students. So please do tell your friends that we need to fill 4 more spots as they graduate into the SSE program. So welcome to the pre-SSE kids. Now you're officially in the SSE program. So great. Kudos to you and congratulations to all of you. So one may ask, is the pre-SSE not part of the SSE program? Technically it is not, because the SSE program starts from group 1, and pre-SSE was something for us to keep the 4 to 6 age people engaged, and then prep them for SSE program. So they're now all prepped and ready for group 1, and so it is important for them that as they come in, learning a little bit about what they have learned about Swami, to get more connected with Swami as they go forward. Now, that is actually going to be all taught by the graduates of the other groups and the people who are already in the other groups. As group 1, 2, and 3 graduate to go to the next group, the message I would like to give to you is, go there and grow together. Learn from everyone around you and be a leader. What does that mean? When you're in group 1, you've been there for 3 years, maybe by the 3rd year, Frankly, you may not admit it, you may have gotten bored with the teachers because they're teaching kind of the same thing over and over again. Like, I'm too old for this, I want to go to group 2. That may be what the group 1 is thinking. Group 2 is thinking, okay, you know what, group 3 is going to give me all the answers. And then when they get to group 4, they'll say, okay, we kind of know the answers, so what are these teachers up there trying to teach us? So, as they grow, that's the go and grow. Okay? So, the 3 years is for you. When you enter, you are in the period of learning. You have people who are senior to you, who have been there a year or 2 in that group, and you learn from them. And as you grow in that group, you become the leaders. You become the teachers of the people who are coming in new. And there, every chance you get in the 3 years to learn, grow, and lead. So please do use these opportunities for you as you go in. So go with excitement, go with a new sense of adventure, and go with a lot of thirst for knowledge, and go with a lot of questions. The teachers do like questions. Please do not feel intimidated. Okay? Now let's go to the final SSE graduates. Somebody has always said this, my life is my message. And Dr. Anil Kumar, who sadly we lost this year, has also turned that into a nice speech that he had given. Your life is his message. So how does that transformation from my life is my message, as said by Swami, become your life is his message, or Swami's message? You all know the various different beautiful quotes that Swami had given us, and you kind of like throw them around. What is your favorite quote? And we say, oh, love also well, because that's the first thing that pops in your head. Our next one, oh, help never, no, hurt never. Why? This is just 4 words, you can remember it. The longer quotes we cannot, right? And then, of course, you're in an SSE program, you would have heard this over and over again, end of education is character. Now, what does this all mean to you? As you graduate from the SSE program, you're no longer in a structured program which has provided you the structure of how Swami has wished this, what he started as Balvikas, which came to America as Sai Spiritual Education or SSE. And what is this imparting in you? The 5 human values, right? Now, you all learned about the 5 human values and the topics of the 5 human values, how it applies to you through life applications. You even, as Group 4 students, came with prayers to showcase how you personally connected with God, with Swami, with your Guru, with your guide. And all of this is what has shaped you and your life to be his message. So just because you're leaving the structured SSE program does not mean that you do not have to have structure. The independence you get may look like it's basically sky's the limit. Yes, sky's the limit. But you're still under the protection of your father and mother, paying for your schools, most of you. Other than a few of you who are billionaires already, then you're going to school for fun. But nevertheless, most of them support you. So let's start with the first things, right? Swami's words, these are not mine. You may or may not worship God, but you should worship your parents because it is they who brought you in this world. So be thankful to them. And we basically had this reiterated in Mother Ishwarama's day. Mother is your first God. So start with your mother, your father, who provide for all of you. Then your teachers, have respect for them. And you automatically have respect for God. Why does Swami go ahead and say you may not worship God? Because this is only one part of his entire speech for graduation. At the end of the graduation, he does say, in the speech he says, I'm in you, I'm with you, I'm beside you, I am you. If he is you, he is in you. If you do not respect him or worship him, you're not respecting yourself or worshiping yourself or having the confidence in yourself. It is you. So start with the self-confidence, for that is going to grow into a beautiful personality that's going to be the showcase of all the values you've learned. And that's how you're going to show that your life is his message. By practicing, and for that, Swami says, wherever you go, you should safeguard your personality. And what is that personality? The personality is nothing but how you behave, how you are, how you dress yourself, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you act. Yes, people judge you all the time based on your words, your actions, your behavior, your appearance. But if you are the messengers of Swami, then you are Swami, then how would you behave? And I don't have to elaborate more on this. That's basically how you do it. And to really give you or summarize all of the guidance, I gave the same thing for the last graduation in Antioch Lutheran Church. The next step. The simple way to do it is watch. Watch your words, watch your actions, watch your thought. Watch your character and watch your heart. Watch what you put in it, whether it be your mind or heart, and that is going to shape the character, and that's the reflection of your character is your personality. Sairam, and happy graduation to all of you, and let's get started with the graduates and celebrating them. Sai. So, I would like to invite Brother Ashok Madan and Sister Anita Madan to the front. And they would be presenting both the pre-SSE and SSE Group 1 students. All the girls will be presented with their certificates by Sister Anita Madan, and all the boys will be presented with their certificates and gifts from the teachers by Brother Ashok Madan. And I'd like to appreciate the group of 3 teachers who taught the 5 kids. This is the best amount of attention that 8 kids can have. There was a beautiful ratio, right? And so I would like to warmly acknowledge all of the, and recognize the teachers. Sister Darshita Fosdar, Sister Amalan Kumar, and Sister Padmavati Pala. Every week they coordinated to make life interesting for the SSE kids, and now they're going to be graduating and going to Group 1. Sairam. So I would like to invite Sister Kamalam to call each one of the students so that they can come up. And as the students come up, just for logistics purposes, if brother, could you come here, please? And sister, you can come inside. So that when, right here in the side of the chair, and when you are handing the certificates, let the kids come over here and stay for the parents to take the picture, and then they can go back. I don't want the kids to go back. The kids can assemble, the girl kids can assemble in front of the table, the boy kids can assemble on the right side of the left side of the screen. Okay, Sarah. So let's start, Sister Kamala. This logistics is for all the groups. Sister Kamala, you can come inside, or Sister Padmavati, whoever is going to announce, you can come in, please. Come in, meaning inside of the table, this side. Sister.
Salam everyone. Thank you for such a warm welcome, brother. And the first PSC kid who will be graduating to Group 1 is Vignesh Kanarumana. The next PSC kid who will be graduating is Advait Chiran. up we have Sahasya Karthik. One more SSE friend who is graduating today but not able to make it, who is Akul Shiva Manga.
So now that we have orchestrated how it should be done with the pre-SSE, I think the SSE 1 and SSE 2 who are seniors to pre-SSE know the routine, right? We don't have to educate how to move it on. Okay, great. So let's move to SSE 1. Now SSE 1 is where the fun starts because you've seen such creativity from the teachers and those creativity expressed by the loving kids who so religiously follow their instructions and execute so wonderfully. We saw them in the several places, and all this cannot happen without the love and dedication of these teachers who put in so much time. So let me recognize the teachers. I call them the creative sisters of Group 1, and it starts with Sister Saidita Tigala, Sister Srividya Subramanian, Sister Janaki Shankar, and Sister Sushmita Krishna. That's okay, you can fully stand up also, that's all right. You are showing how the Group 1 kids have to behave also. Alright, so let's go ahead with the order in which you have come up with, sister. And I know that the teachers from pre-SSE did not have a chance to give a little overview of what they did, but they did do that at the end of Group Quarter 2. But I would like to have Group 1 and onwards for a short summary of what they did in in Quarter 3. Saira. You can come a little bit on this side of the table because you can cover the table, it doesn't matter right now. Yeah. Sarah, thanks.
Sarah, in our Quarter 3 topic of devotion, we took a different perspective of devotion, of knowing values of different religions. We thought it would be great to start with the religion from Sarvadharma Silver. So it was very interesting to know about different religions like Zoroastrianism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism, and how all these religions were teaching love and unity of thought, words, and deeds. So it was good learning process for both the teachers as well as students. We also learned different faith prayers at the start of every class. Also, as part of our Channa Sadhana, the parents also participated in the devotion by offering a group bhajan to Swami on April 27th. We also did a skit based on the Sarva Dharma on Ishvara Hare. As part of our daily accomplishments, our kids did writing to Swami. That's how they try to connect with Swami. And when we try to read, we always read what they wrote on that week, the next week. We saw it was so interesting that how they connect to Swami so naturally. And I pray to Swami that Swami have the connection remains the same always. So let's move on to our kids. Also, we are giving out a certificate and a book to our kids. We also thank Sister Anita Madan for giving us another book for the kids to read on devotion. So let's call Meghna. Siddharth. Dean. Saish. Neha. Neha.
Can you take
Piyush.
Let's celebrate them. Good job. Thank you. Congratulations. So the photograph to see if they're covering the t-shirt. All right, thank you very much. Saram, thank you very much, Sister Anita Madan and Brother Rashad. So next we are moving on to SSE Group 2. As you saw that Group 1 went a little bit better than the PSSE. Now we're going to expect great things from Group 2 when they come on, so we don't have to move them as much. But it's great. This is what go and grow means also. Group 2 is an interesting phase of every kid's life as they go through Group 2. They start asking a lot of questions. The why is the biggest question. And the teachers have to be really, really on their toes many times to come up with creative answers in order to satisfy the thirst for knowledge from these kids. And so this job is not an easy one, and the Group 2 teachers would love your love and support in order to recognize their effort and love and dedication that they show to their kids. So let me start by recognizing Sister Sridevi Nishtala. Sister Ramani Lokam, Brother Satish Sachdev, I think he's not here today. Brother Suresh Gopalakrishnan, he's also not available today. And we also had, for a short period of time, a YA teacher, and unfortunately he's left us. Oh, I'm sorry. Sister Lakshmi Sachidanand. Sorry, Sister Lakshmi. Then we had Sudhakar Kompali, who basically was also with us. It's an interesting journey for Sudhakar because Sudhakar did not know much about Swami. He came into Swami fourth. He actually went through training for a teacher and then left much more attached to Swami and carried Swami in his heart. And he's going to be part of Swami's organization in Florida. So, best wishes to him. Now let's invite Sister Ramani Lokam, who's going to come up and give us a short summary of what Group 2 was up to this quarter. And then we'll invite each of the students up here who are going to graduate. And we'll do the same, but hopefully a little better than what the PSC and Group 1 did. Sarah. And I know that all of you want to stay to the rightmost part of the table, but please do come in front of the table. I know that all of them don't want to recognize, and this has been a very hard job for me to get the recognition that they so deserve and so are willing, because every time I have to ask for who's going to be the next spotlighted teacher, none of them step forward, because they all want to be silent messengers of love. Sarah.
In quarter 3, Group 2 has discussed about devotion, and like Brother said, Group 2 is like evolving children, right? As they're growing children, enthusiastic children. So we discussed about devotion and how the physical aspects, our skin, our sense of smell, all the senses help us explore the innermost soul, spiritual things, right? So when you are listening, Sravanam, and you are using your ears, how does it affect your brain? How do the waves affect your brain? Those kind of things we discussed. And we did all the way from Sravanam to Atma-Nivedanam. And most of you noticed even in the skit, when they did the Navadvita Bhakti on Ramayana. And actually that was a real blessing. All the teachers are selection feel very blessed about that. Because even the Rama temple got installed in India, and it's the timing of it all worked out. And even Swami worked through one of the parents when we received costumes in the last minute, and it added a whole dimension to the whole skit when they did. And I'm sure the children learned a lot about devotion, and of course us teachers, we are always constant students. We have been students for the last 18, 20 years, or however long we have been teachers, and we learned a lot. Now let's take this to them.
Sarah, Sister Ramani, before you announce any of the listening, any of the graduates, we want to invite Brother Raju as well as Sister Sita to come forward. So they will be handing out the certificate. Or we can call them Raju Uncle and Sita Auntie. Now we can stop. And one more, sister, there was a concern about if you back off, the cake may topple off. So if you can come this way, yeah. Science.
We have 5 graduates from Group 2 this year. I'll start with the girls. We'll start with Samanvi. Samanvi has been such a darling in our class. She actually does not want to graduate with me. She wants to stay back in the group. The next student is Purani Savanan. Purani joined us just 1 year ago, but she's like an old timer in our class, participating in all the studies that we have this year. The third student just started us with us a quarter ago. Once again, she blended so well into our classroom. I would like to invite Kartika. And we move on to the boys in the class. First up is Ashok Centurion. I want to tell a little bit about Ashok. He's like a sage in our class, always observing and absorbing the lesson plans, and only talks when he is asked to. Last up is Ronald, goes by Mojo in the class. Mojo embodies the spirit of Lord Hanuman that he played in our skit.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much for group 2. As you saw, great improvement. The girls actually did it a little better than the boys.
Boys are boys.
So yeah, as you can see, the girls grow pretty fast in group 2. They took on easily some of the adult roles, as you saw in some of the skits, and they kind of really personified some of the adults, right? Really close. So it's great, and this is where group 2 matures into group 3. Why I say matures is group 3 is when group 3 thinks that they're ready to run the class. And this time we had a very, very boisterous group. And I do not know if the group 3 teachers are relieved or sad that these kids are graduating to group 4.
You can imagine how much they are laughing.
So I'm not going to ask them that question because I think I prefer to say that they are sad that these kids are leaving to group 4.
Very sad.
But it was very interesting because group 4 is usually termed as the quiet class, and I think the group 4 is in for a surprise. So that's great. So group, thank you for the warning for the group 4 teachers ahead. So we will now invite the teachers, first recognize them. Group 3 has had a lot of churn. We had some teachers who were constant fixtures, who were there for a long time, and they held and served as a foundation for many of the other teachers who came in and went, only because, not because the teachers didn't like each other. So do not go on doing that perception or conjecture. It was because we had a lot of commitments on the hands of the teachers, and then we had a little. So let's start by recognizing Brother Narsimam Nishtala, who's not here with us today. He's coming over. And joining him to teach was Brother Sridhar Lokam, who's currently the group 3 teacher. I know that he didn't want to get up because we'll make him get up for group 4 also. Then we also had, for a brief time, Brother Ashok Sundar, who also taught this class. Both brothers Sridhar Lokam and Ashok Sundar were group 4 teachers and kindly came to take on the extra burden or load of teaching group 3, and they gladly did. Thank you very much for that flexibility. Now, of course, this group is not without the lady teachers. They become kind of foundational members. Sister Saigita Uttamarajan. She was also recognized as our spotlight teacher last week. So she does double duty as a parent or a graduating student as well as a teacher. And we have Sister Usha Demori. And did I miss anyone that left? No.
So yeah, we did have Sister Lata and Krishna Tigala and YA, assist us when needed, of course, within Ranjan too.
So this is what happens when you become president. You take on other jobs also. So, irrespective of him stepping out as a Rotary teacher to become president of the center, he also goes back to serve as an alternate teacher. So thank you very much, Brother Niranjan, for doing that. And also for Krishna, and also for Sister Lata, who will be fully made a full-fledged teacher from next yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Lata. All right, now without much ado, we have 10 graduates from this, so I'll let the Sister Saigita take it off as to what they did for quarter 3.
My most humble pronouncer and notice speed. So group 3 was a fun-filled year, and of course chaotic too at times, but of course, we have teenagers. What's fun about that, right? So we had 20 children, and we're going to be losing 10 of our precious kids to group 4. We have always been very proud. Our kids, like group 3, had the most brilliant children, most children who chanted Veda. So yeah, it's going to be, sad to leave them all taken away by group 4. So just a quick summary, I think, having older children, most of our, classes were focused on life application. So with quarter 1 being discipline, we talked about time and activity management. Kids were supposed to pick 2 things that they were supposed to work on and kept track of them throughout the quarter and see how they were managing their time. And moving on to quarter 2, we started off with how do you connect, discipline and determination. And we talked about goal setting, and kids learned how to apply the SMART goals. And we hope that, they continue to practice that as you guys move on to group 4, when the schedules are going to be jam-packed. And with group quarter 3 of was devotion. So we, children had an opportunity to write their own prayers. The way they connect with Swami, and it was just amazing to see some beautiful prayers that they were sharing in class. And of course, we came up with a book, his story. These are, Swami's life said by himself. So we allotted 2 children each week. They read a couple of chapters and came and shared them in class. And for Ishra Mari celebration, they wrote this skit from Swami's childhood based on what they read from the book. We are so excited, to present the 10 children today. We will start off with Adviti Kodapalli. Adviti is here today. So we will have Anushka Kumaragi. Peggy Katie. I don't think she's here today.
Look at that one. Now what do I do now?
Sarah, we miss you guys, all the 9 graduates that are graduating from Group 3. Is it 10? Sorry, I'm confusing count. I don't know it. So, 6 girls and 4 boys. We're losing them to Group 4. I know Group 4 will have a big group of people joining them. Like Brother Devakar is saying, we are sad, but yet smiling. They're a Marcus group, I can tell you that much.
And he was a group 14.
So it's a little bit different experience for me coming to Group 3. But nonetheless, they're sweet kids. We really enjoyed it. But one thing that made us all teachers do is say Sairam a million times. Because it's Sairam. So it's good, right? Anyway. Thank you. So I'm going to announce the 4 graduates. Give it up for Aditya Balaji. Alright, the next one is Krish Sachitana. Then we have Ratnesh Ratina Kumar. This is your first year at SSE year, right? This, yeah, second year. One year, yeah. And then we have Vivin Rangan. He's also a first year at SSE, right?
You could do it again.
Sairam, Brother Raju and Sister Sita for distributing the beautiful certificates and gifts. What did you all notice over when we started with the gifts and the certificates for pre-SSE, and SSE1 and SSE2 and then SSE3? Any observations? The bags are bigger. That's the amount of knowledge that they're carrying away. Yes, the bags are bigger, bags are getting more colorful, bags are getting more color coordinated. You saw the reds for the girls, the blues for the boys. So yes, the creativity never stops with the teachers. And please do recognize that all the things that is in the bag was contributions from the teachers and their love for each of these students. Last but not the least, we're coming to bidding farewell to our SSE graduates. We have 4 SSE graduates who have spent, many of them started their journey very early with us, some of them midway, but they're all going to be introduced by each of the teachers. And their impressions on the teachers. The teachers are going to share that first and introduce them. And then we're going to invite each one of those graduates to share with us their SSE journey, what was important to them, what they're going to take away. So this is the moment we've been waiting for. to bid farewell to our SSE 4 graduates. So I would like to invite, first recognize all of the Group 4 teachers. So let me start again. I reversed the order if you did not notice. I recognized all of the lady teachers first, but for Group 3 I started with the men, so I'll continue that with men. Brother Ramesh Maladi, who feels that his job as the regional president is not keeping him busy enough, so he wants to continue teaching Group 4. Then Brother Sai Diwakar is one of our long-standing teachers. Lot of wisdom, lot of wisdom that he shares with the Group 4 teachers and his years of experience teaching. I'm also going to recognize both Brother Sridhar Lokam, who has been teaching Group 4, and then to go to teach the Ruckus Group 3, as he called them, and then Brother Ashok Sundaram, who also taught Group 4. On the ladies' side, one of the teachers who always keeps me on my toes and always to get me, help me reminded about the most important things to do, including some of the words for today's speech, Sister Falguna Siddhapureli. Another work of knowledge that she shares as a Swami student from our younger days. And Sister Nivedita Saraphi. Who's taught Group 3, Group 4, and Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. So well experienced as the kids grew up with him. Some of the kids may have had her as teacher since Group 2. So she is going to send a couple of them off today. Sarah. So let me invite Sister Falguna or Sister Nivedita to give a little summary of what they did for Quarter 3, and then I'll invite the two presenters of the awards over here, and then we can go with each one. Sarah.
Hi everyone. Thanks to Swami for giving us the opportunity to be with all these students part of their journey of their life. And in Group 4 as the other groups, the topic was devotion. And we were amazed to see what the kids shared. As always, Group 4 kids, quite opposite to Group 3, it's always silent. You have to say silent for them to speak up. Right? Not to be calm, but when they speak, they bring so much wisdom, and we keep looking at each other, thinking, are we teaching them or are we learning from them? That's the amount of wisdom they have. So the first student that we are going to send off today, we are pleased, Sister Falguna and I are pleased to introduce Priya. Priya has been in the SSE program right from pre-boundary class. And I want to share a little personal journey of mine with Priya. I don't think she knows this. So I saw Priya as a month-old baby in a car seat when Sister Nima brought her to Gates dance studio several years ago. She was not even a year old. She was just a month's baby, and I was so enamored by looking at Swami has blessed Sister Nima with such a beautiful kid. And somewhere behind my mind that desire had been there maybe, that I want to be part of her journey, and at that time I never realized I wasn't even a teacher at that time. Right? I saw her growing up in SSE, and then I was part of her journey, life journey from Group 2, 3, and 4. So I've been with her continuously. So this is the power of manifestation, I believe. Thank you for being part of my life. I enjoyed thoroughly being with Priya, and so are all the teachers. And she's always calm, very confident. She never speaks up, but when she speaks, it's all wisdom and very confident. And she has never changed over the years. I have seen kids that were very playful, very naughty, and then they become mature, or vice versa, right? More active. They're calm when they're young, and then they become more active. But Priya has been always the same mature, responsible kid. always responds immediately to any text, and she's part of all the group activities and takes on the responsibilities very diligently. Thank you. Sister Pangina will add some more words. Before that, actually, Group 4 has been, kids have been writing their own prayers, and we probably enjoy it, reflecting on what they have to say, share on the prayers for each of the topic. And I will share one of Priya's prayers on the topic of discipline that she wrote this year. So, dear Swami, please guide me through my journey to be self-disciplined. Help me to be resourceful of the 24 hours a day you have given me, and to avoid distractions and temptations. Help me to stay focused and on the right track. Sayonara. This was Priya's prayer on discipline.
It's my pleasure to join Sister Nivedita in sharing a little bit more. And similar to actually what Nivedita Auntie said, you may not know how I first saw you. Okay, it was way back even before I came to the center in Shanti Auntie's house. We were there for an occasion in Shanti Auntie's and Kishore Uncle's house, and my mom had just left her to them. That's why I'm saying it here. And we were a toddler that time. And I came to this center 12 years ago back, and so I was similar to Auntie. I've had the pleasure of seeing you as a silent, beautiful kid who collects according to center expectations. I moved through these 12 years. I think we both have had the opportunity of knowing you more from Group 4. Actually, Sister, you said it all about who you are as a student, as an SSE student. It's been a great pleasure. We wanted to continue to shine the way you do. As Sister already said, she's a very honest, very thoughtful, and she's sharing her thoughts. She's all in deep thought. Was sharing about Ashok, I was thinking, yeah, she's a sage, or she's very thoughtful when she's thinking and then responding. You said it, Sister. I was like, we both, all the teachers have similar thoughts about who you are and how you responded, how you communicate. Continue doing that throughout your life. And when we send you off with Swami's love, guidance, and blessings throughout your life, hold on to him as your best friend, and his teachings as your God positioning system, and enjoy your life. Your parents and all of us here, we love you dearly. Remember that always. I would like to share one thought on behalf of his teachers. I'm sure our brothers will also share these, but I would like to say this to you and all the 3 other graduating students. Swami has said to his students, wherever you go, you should safeguard your personality and get a good name for your institution. Here, in this case, it is SSE, it is your Sai Center and your family. Outsiders recognize you by your personality, your good behavior, your dressing, your conduct, your words and actions. Have love for God, fear for sin, and morality in society. Go and shine bright and be Swami's messengers of love and light wherever you go throughout your life. Lots of love, best wishes, and blessings from all of us here to all 4 of you, even though Nihal is not here, okay? Take care. Sayonara.
I'd like to invite Tamara Janani to come and present the certificate. So we'll invite Priya to share her SSC journey and experience.
Salam everyone, my name is Priya. I have had the privilege of being a part of this center since I was born, following the footsteps of my brother, who is already sitting here. My journey started with pre-SSE all the way to Group 4. It's been a long journey of growth, but at the same time, it feels like the years went by quickly. I still vividly remember my days in pre-SSE where my only task was to listen to stories about Swami while working on some coloring pages. Those simple yet profound moments laid the foundation for what was to come. As I transitioned into Group 1, I found myself trying to decipher the meanings of these stories, moving beyond mere listening. Group 2 brought another shift where I began to engage more critically with Swami's teachings, questioning how these lessons apply to my own life. Entering Group 3, I found myself immersed in discussions about Swami's messages, sharing insights and learning from my peers. This was a time of intellectual and spiritual awakening as we delved into the core principles of Swami's teachings. Now, in Group 4, the focus has shifted to the consistent application of these messages in my everyday life. Throughout this journey, I have been fortunate to participate in countless skits and performances for Swami's birthday and Ishram Day. Each event has been a blend of creativity and devotion, helping to strengthen my connection with Swami and this community. The service projects and nursing homes and soup kitchens have been particularly transformative, teaching me the importance of selfless service and compassion. The retreats and class activities have further enriched my spiritual and personal growth, providing a platform for reflection, learning, and fellowship. I cannot imagine my life without the Sai Center, which has been a cornerstone of my Sundays for the past 18 years. The lessons and experiences here have become an integral part of who I am. I'm extremely grateful for the dedicated efforts of all the people who invested their time and energy in teaching me. The many aunties and uncles here have seen me grow from a young child in SSE to who I am today. Their guidance and support have been instrumental in my spiritual education and personal development. Your teachings, love, and encouragement have shaped me into the person I am today. Lastly, I want to thank my family, especially my mom, for supporting me and inspiring me.
Sarah. Next, we'll move on to the next graduate. But before that, I'd like to thank Priya for her wonderful sharing of her SSE journey. I've also had the pleasure of teaching her, and such a wonderful personality, as we always talked about. And she is going to be a great side leader as she goes into the world and truly spread his message. Thank you, congratulations, and best wishes. Now we'll invite our next graduate, Neil Sai Nambura. Again, here, Neil has had a long journey with SSE, and he's going to talk about it, and the teachers who are going to present him will also talk a little more about him. And I'll invite Brother Sai Devakar to talk about Neil, and then Neil will share his SSE journey with you.
and pronounce it the Lotus Feet of our beloved one, Sai. It's a great pleasure to introduce Neil. Before I talk about Neil, I'm smiling, but I want to share the prayer he shared on discipline. He wrote, "Dear Swami, let me be disciplined in all that I do. Keep distractions away to keep my focus, and give me the strength to complete my goals." So this is the prayer that Neil shared, and our sisters shared. We all benefit from the wisdom of this group of students. We call them students, but actually they're well equipped to teach. In fact, one quarter they go and teach the group 1 to 3 children. So they're very talented, they're very shy, but we can kind of figure it out. So thanks for sharing the prayer. And many of you seen Neil as a very small child, and we've seen over the years. And he's always very energetic, very bubbling, and especially the retreats and the practices. We have seen a lot of exciting events, so you kept us on our toes, but very nice to have you grow over the ages. As Brother Suresh said, grow and grow, group 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. We saw a lot of maturity and discipline and commitment. It's amazing growth of personality, and just like Swami's grace, and also uncle and auntie and sister Sai Gita and brother Karthik, their influence had a huge impact. We could see how much you've grown over the ages. In the group of classes, you're always committed, very focused, true to the prayer. I think we need the prayer more than you do, So to see that transformation, and one of the things is, Neil is very shy, but he's got a lot of talents. And some of the talents, even I didn't know until we took him to nursing home. He shared in one of the Ishwaramaya presentations. And he was going to sing a song. Okay, he said he's going to sing a song. I was like, super head in the nursing home. So I went to Neil and said, hey, all the people are very energized. Can you sing one more song? He said, I'm not prepared. He said, no, just sing anything you can think of. So on the spot, he found a song, and just he was super hit in the first one. So thank you, Neil, for sharing your hidden talents, not only in the class, but in the service activities. Hope we can hear your bhajans today, and then maybe you can come back for more bhajans related to. And one of the residents in the nursing home told me, hey, I think you should go and try on all the talent shows on the TVs. It will be super hit, So maybe you'll see on TV in the future as well. Don't forget us, We'll take a picture now with this list to make sure we have the memories, And this one. So we want to thank Swami for giving us all these wonderful children. These are your children, and especially with Neil. May Swami guide you and bless you on your journey, and it's very touching that uncle is going to give the certificate to you, Neil. So wish you all the best.
Before we hand this mic off to Neil to share his experience, for many of you who do not know, this is his grandpa. So I think it is an honor and privilege to have 3 generations of Sai devotees here, and one leading the SSE program to spread its message. So before, I want to add a few more things to what Brother Sanjay Walker shared with you, because he was very, very, very nice. I've taught Neil too since group 2, and what really, really stands out about him is he's the only one who basically listened to all of the teachings lying down. With his feet stretched out and relaxed. He's there for an evening of Sai education. But to hear that prayer come out of him and group 4 shows you the level of transformation that has gone inside of him, and how he's grown, and how he's going to become a messenger of love and Swami's team.
Sarah.
Sorry, brother. I'm going to intervene here for one more very, very interesting experience I had with Neil. This was at the time when I was center president. Once in a while, I used to go upstairs and see who are the kids not coming to the bhajans, and one of them was Neil. So I go upstairs and ask him, "Hey, you're supposed to be going down for the bhajans." He said, "You know, I'm not interested." I said, "But you came to the center and everybody is there, you should go." And he goes, looks at me and says, "See, I'm fed up with this. My mom says I have to sing bhajans at home. You say I have to attend bhajans at home, at the bhajans. And then bhajan teachers teach me bhajans. These two bhajans are becoming too much." So, Neil is very interesting, very, I've seen him from the missing times in retreat, and wonderful to see you. Very nice.
Neil, you know this, auntie. Yeah, I never taught him, but he was on my discipline list every
Hopefully you understand.
He becomes so young man, so beautiful, gorgeous, and so disciplined. At the last program we had, he was outside, and I was telling the younger children. He looked at me and laughed. I said, "Neil, you remember that?" He said, "Yeah, auntie, I remember." Good job, baby. Good job. Very hats off to you.
So you heard the other side of Neil, but that's sort of the past, right?
Yeah.
Just a memory. He was a kid, after all, kids do all this all the time. But the big thing is, what he is now and what he's going to become,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be bigger of promise, love, and leadership, like with how he wants to be an entrepreneur. He's going to spread promise teachings in his own life. So when he wants to start his own company, who knows? He will be a big leader in his own profession, whatever he chooses. I know music is one of your passions, so don't do music. And also, make sure all the other kids only know the good part of your discipline. Okay, not the bad.
So this time we'll hand the mic over to Neil, so he can tell his perspective about all these aunties and uncles.
My most humble pranam at the Lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan, Sri Siddhi Sai Baba. Saram, everyone.
Saram.
So before I get started on my speech, I want to take a moment to thank all of the key influential figures who have played such a big role in guiding me through my SSE journey. I want to start by thanking Padma Auntie and Saraswati Auntie for all the wonderful years of budget classes. And I'd like to thank Chandrasekhar Uncle and Varalakshmi Auntie for all the wonderful years of Veda classes. You all brought me a love for music and singing, and I've never looked back since, so thank you. I'd also like to thank all of my SSE teachers for facilitating care and good virtue into me from such a young age. And I'm truly sorry for all of my antics and mischief in the past. I promise I'm a new person. I would also like to thank my older brother Rohan for being the best role model and the best brother I could ask for. I'd also like to thank my family dog Hero for showing me what selfless love truly looks like. And finally, I'd like to thank my parents. I would not be attending SSE if it were not for you. So thank you for always pushing me and always making sacrifices, and for allowing me to have the wonderful experience of being a student of Sai Baba. So growing up with SSE has been a journey filled with learning, self-discovery, and personal growth. From the very first day, SSE allowed me to incorporate all the core values of love, truth, peace, right action, and nonviolence into my everyday life. And these values have not only became and shaped my character, but they've also provided me with a solid foundation to navigate all of the complexities of life. One of my earliest memories in SSE is of learning the simple yet powerful mantra of love all, serve all. At the time, it seemed like a simple phrase, but as I grew older, I realized its deeper meaning and its significance. Through various activities, lessons, and service projects, SSE truly taught me to embody this mantra in my everyday life. Whether it was through small acts of service, community service, or simply being there for a friend in need, I learned that true happiness comes from selfless service and love from others. It taught me that we should love and serve everything, for that is our duty. Now, as I advanced through SSE and I got older, I reached a period that every SSE child hits at some point. I got bored. I would always tell my mom that we're just learning the same stuff again, and I don't want to go this week, because all my friends were outside playing games, or they were at line games on Sundays when I was stuck in SSE. I began to have the natural feeling that my fun was being blocked from SSE, so I just left SSE. But it was around the time that I started volunteering for the Gleaners in Detroit and the Habitat for Humanity Restored in Waterford that I truly began to see the impacts of simply being kind. I was fortunate enough to have a lot of free time, and I spent that free time volunteering. And through my volunteering, I was able to get a direct and tangible impact of my actions. You know, going out to a park and seeing children jumping with joy for boxes of food and provisions, or a family profusely thanking you for loading furniture into your car, really taught me that it's worth to spend a little bit of time to become a better person every week, to learn how to use yourself to become a better person and how to do the best work possible. And as I wrote my college essays, I found myself writing about these experiences through the Sci Center. The vast majority of my questions asked me about a community that you found a place inside of, and I was able to say that I found a place in the SSE community as a connector and a servant leader, connecting the love, blessings, and teachings of Sai Baba to all the people I was helping through my volunteer work, and I believe that these essays played a large role in my acceptance to college choice. Another significant aspect of SSE was the emphasis on inner peace and self-discipline. Through practices like meditation and prayer, I learned to find calmness within myself, even throughout the midst of chaos. I can recall several SSE classes that all we would do is do yoga. We would lay out yoga mats in someone's house, and we'd do simple stretches and exercises, and those would help us calm and center ourselves. And these practices have been invaluable, helping me stay grounded and focused, especially during challenging times. Now, my teachers also played a crucial role in this journey through SSE. They were not just educators, but mentors and guides who led by example. Their dedication, patience, and unwavering support inspired all of us to strive for excellence in all aspects of life. They taught us that knowledge isn't just about acquiring. They taught us that education is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about becoming a better human being. At SSE, we're given an education unlike any other. We're given an education that fundamentals are built not on knowledge, but on good virtue and morals. So I thank every single teacher that I've had and everyone else has had here for providing us with this education and facilitating the growth in us. To my fellow graduates, today we celebrate this beautiful journey that we've undertaken together. And as we step into the future, let us carry forth the lessons we've learned and the values we hold dear. Let us be ambassadors of love, peace, and service, making a positive impact in the world. In conclusion, I'd like to express my gratitude for my beloved Sri Sathya Sai Baba for his divine guidance and blessings. His teachings have been the light that has guided me, and I'm forever grateful for this journey of self-growth and self-discovery. As I transition into the next stage of life, I only ask that he guides me and shows me that I am not alone in every step of the way. Thank you, and Jai Saram.
Sairam. As you saw, many voluntarily shared stories about me, but was not orchestrated at all. It was 100% ad hoc. But this is the power of SSE. This is the power of being part of the SSE program. And in his own words, Neil showed us how his journey has been from his point of view. And hopefully there's an inspiration for many of the younger students who are yet to graduate from this program in how your life is going to be changed by Swami. Just stay connected with it. Now we'll invite our next Thank you very much, Neil, for sharing your thoughts. And next, we'll invite Sai Raghav Shivakumar to share his journey. But before that, I would like to invite Brother Ramesh to introduce Sai Raghav, or Raghav as he goes by. And so, Brother Ramesh is going to tell his story.
Sai Ram. My most humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Sri Satya Sai Baba. It's a profound honor to be introducing these young children and going to be young adults soon. Suresh, you mentioned like trying to wear two different hats. Regional president is a different thing that we do, but this is more for personal satisfaction. It is, you know how uncomfortable it is when children are graduating and leaving SSE, but try being a teacher. You never have to go anywhere. You can still be in SSE all the time. And try to be with them. You know, you probably are enjoying how beautifully these young kids are speaking and voicing their thoughts and opinions and how things are, how they have evolved. Imagine getting that week after week and in between week times too. So this is really a very pleasurable event that happens to all the SSE gurus, teachers who all, my co-teachers would all agree, and you all heard from them as well. So, you know, we had this thought of starting prayers by the children, because when we say prayers, sometimes it doesn't make sense to them, you know, when we say some prayers in Sanskrit and other languages, but we said, why don't you write the prayer? And you know, the volume of information that comes out of it is amazing. You know, Sai Raghav is a young kid, and I hadn't had the chance to meet him in the previous groups, but I've seen him in the center. But when he came into group 4 is when I got acquainted. So I did talk to his mother a few days ago, or last few weeks ago, about, you know, what is the accolades and other things. It's amazing to hear how he's an honors student, and it is also very, you know, what we always want to say is that Swami is the source for all this, right? So he is the orchestrator who is speaking to all of us in our minds, right? Out of all the days, I picked up the phone to text and call Sister Kamalam, and as soon as I called, and she texted me and she tells me back that he is, like right after we spoke or texted a few seconds later is when his name is being called for the honors award at the graduation ceremony. You know, the timing was impeccable. It's not what we are doing, it's what he is doing, and we are taking the credit for it. You know, but what we do is we just need to bask in this glory of his blessing and his message for each one of us. So, in addition to being a great academician in school, and I think I got a very good performance in school and did wonderful stuff in academics, in class also he is a very, very eloquent speaker, and the way how he voices his thought process, how he puts across, you will hear it in a few minutes, and you probably have heard him during our, as an MC, during our Ishramani program as well. So really wonderful to have you in our class, and we really wish you the best. And here is a prayer that he has written on discipline in one of the class. We come before you today with hearts filled with gratitude for your guidance and strength. We seek your divine presence as we pray for discipline in our lives. Grant us the wisdom to focus on our goals and the determination to follow through, even when challenges arise. Help us resist distractions that lead us astray and keep our minds steadfast on the path of righteousness. Give us strength to overcome our weaknesses
and the perseverance to grow in character. Let discipline be a cornerstone of our lives, enabling us to become better versions of ourselves each day. Now, what a powerful prayer it is. Think of this. What happens is it's just not this prayer, and then we ask them about what made you write this prayer, what made you think. And the profound discussions that come right after that, the thought process that went in creating this prayer, just blows us away. Blows away. See, the beauty is this, everything what we are thinking about, it all happens one after the other. So, it's just for us to become a witness of this whole thing. And in this process of being in this SSE program, we are all Sai students. We are all Sai devotees and Sai students together. And being together as a student with all these children is such a heartwarming thing. So, Sai Raghav, best wishes and congratulations on your graduation. Can we ask? Best wishes.
Just wanted to highlight what is there behind these certificates. So I wanted to share a couple of things about Sai Raghav also as he was growing up. And I know that I know the family when he was very young. Of course, now I have to look up to him. He's grown taller than me. When he was short, and he had the high level of inquisitiveness about religion, spirituality, God. Asked a lot of questions about his own, about why, a lot of whys, across this dining table that we had this conversation in his home. And I remember that kid is now graduating, now going to college, and I can't call him a kid anymore, because you're a young man. So he may or may not remember it, but I vividly remember from the days that he started off questioning everything to writing such a profound prayer that just Brother Ramesh just read out. That was in his own words. Such is the transformation that these SSE program and the teachers bring to you. Saranam, and let's hear his story from in his own words.
Thank you for all those kind words. Now, hi, my name is Raghav, and hi, my name is Raghav, and the way I want to describe this conversation is by offering my beloved pranams to my beloved Bhagwan Satya. So, when I came into this presentation today, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I sat at my dining table trying to figure out what exact words could I put in to define this 10-year journey with SSE. And the way I thought about it was kind of talk about my thought process as I went through each and every single moment. So let's start from the beginning. So the way I got introduced to SSE was when, during first grade, Mahimati randomly ran to my mom and some puja. And when this happened, obviously, somehow we got to the concept of what they teach their kids about religion, how they try and foster these ideals within them. And obviously, Mahimati being a very profound SSE person, right? She went out of her way to tell my mom about SSE. And obviously, as a first grader at that time of day, I was not trying to have any of that. I was trying to enjoy my life. I was trying to go outside, play, watch TV. And having this extra commitment on Sundays that distracting me from all of that was not necessarily the thing I had in mind. But when I went into my first class, there was something different about the way I interacted with SSE. I found it was a way for me to actually understand morals in a different kind of way. By hearing stories about about Swami's life and many other figures in Hindu culture, it allows me to basically figure out who I want to be as a person. When we think about Hindu culture, there's not necessarily a set list of morals or proverbs. But we think about the Bible and Christianity, we think about the Quran and Islam. These are outset lines on how we should live our lives based on true stories. With Hinduism, it's up to us to try and seek out these stories and define who we want to be as people. So that's what SSE has been to me. From every single kind of conversation I have in class with my teachers and my fellow students, I found it as an opportunity to define who I am. And I think it's been quite beneficial. Like, in particular, when it comes to daily classes, one of the things I learned from that whole experience, one time I remember, it was during second grade, and I think we were learning third system, and I bombed whatever the test bar like trying to be. We were supposed to, I think it was like 2 stanzas, and I had no idea what I was doing. And at the time, I was obviously very sad. And what I learned from that whole experience was that it's best to find who you are as a person and make sure that your results are proportional to the effort. And I think a lot of these opportunities that I've had for SSE have allowed me to shape who I am. Like even like this year when we taught the SSE classes, the way I took that opportunity is use your platform as a way to make sure that you engender certain thoughts and ideas within others. And that's what I plan to do upon graduating. I want to make sure that whatever teachings I've learned from Swami, I want to make sure that I carry those on and keep moving forward and making sure that I spread his love and his guidance forward. So to conclude my speech, I want to make sure that I thank everyone who's brought me to the journey. I want to thank each and every single one of my teachers for making sure that they continue to shine whatever lights they brought out to me on every other student that they teach thus far. I'm grateful to my group 1 teachers, my group 2 teachers, my group 3 teachers, and finally my group 4 teachers for each and every single thing that they brought. I want to thank my parents because I think without them I wouldn't even come to center that often. So I'm thankful for you pushing me as much as you want to make sure that I actually come and get this opportunity to better myself. And then finally, I want to thank all of you guys for just being here, being a part of this loving community, and making sure that you carry Swami's legacy moving forward. And finally, I want to thank my classmates for just being there for all these 4 years, well not 4 years, all these 10 so years, and making sure that you guys made this place more special than it had to be. And finally, I want to thank Swami for just being his compass in my life up to this day, and I hope that wherever I go from this point, you'll continue to be there. So, that's all for me.
So I just wanted to add a couple of things after he spoke, So you probably heard him speak so beautifully, right? So we all know that children always get a little mischievous, or sometimes, they kind of get lost on their, thought process and distracted. We did have a situation where, he was supposed to do something for our SSE program and things like that. It didn't happen. And then he committed to something and he was not able to provide, he was not able to do that. So first we thought maybe we should just let it slide. Maybe Sister Falguna and I discussed and all the teachers said we should definitely give him a call and talk to him about this. So what was interesting about that is when we made that call, he already had figured out what it was and he had become aware, and we didn't have to speak anything else. He already automatically said what needs to change, what needs to happen, what is this way, and this is for my good. That is a fantastic awareness that these children have, which is really important for all of us to imbibe that. That awareness. We all falter, we all make mistakes, we all do certain things. But when we get to that picture, we tend to know what needs to happen, and the change automatically becomes aware. That itself becomes a big change. And also one other thing that I wanted to share about Raga was that, when he went for, this is before the SSE Group 4 teaching all the other children. So when they went to Group 3 as a teaching, teachers for them, and Brother Narasimham actually called me and shared that there were impromptu questions that came to these children who were teachers. And the way they answered them and how they managed, Narasimham and other teachers were blown away. They said, this is something. Immediately he called me as soon as he said, oh, this is something great. I said, we did not do that. He did. And these children imbibed that.
Sarah, thank you very much for
I don't want to keep repeating myself that what the power of SSE program does, and I think I've done enough marketing for that already. So, let me ask Brother Ramesh again to stay up here to introduce our final graduate of the day, Nihal Dungari. He's not here today. He's in India. He had to leave early. But he has recorded a talk for us, which we will share once Brother Ramesh introduces.
Sarah. And Nihal is a very fine young man, you know, where he had called, is very intuitive and very thoughtful young kid. And I think last year or the year before too, he was part of the student council and Region 5, I don't know, for the benefit of those who do not know what student council is, it's like a bunch of, each center gets about 1 or 2 students who represent SSE. So in our region, we have about 10, 12 major SSE centers in our region. So there are 1 or 2 students, or sometimes in our center we get about 4 students as student council members. And so these student council members actually plan the retreat. We wait for them to do it, right? So the retreat is coming up, and so what they do is this year too, they give us the theme for the retreat. And they give us all the other programs that happen. These student council members all discuss, and they come up with all these thought process and how they plan. So we try to help them lead our way into this. Such a wonderful, brilliant young set of children, and Nihal is one of them. And he also, you know, was instrumental in doing many things. I think recently, I don't know how many of you had an opportunity to listen to an interview that he did with Hari, you know, as a part of the SSE program. And the way he came up with the questions and the thought process about how to interview was phenomenal. How he did that whole program, he conducted himself with that, how he came prepared for that. A committed, very young man, and he's really into, and he just came into SSE only in the group 3 stage. And you will hear him, you know, about his, you know, doing his thing. And his prayer on discipline. Dear God, help me see discipline as a way to discover who I am and grow into a better person. Show me that it is not just about following rules, but about becoming the best version of myself. Right? So this is a beautiful explanation for discipline. When we always think about discipline as military discipline and something like has to be strict and boring, but he puts a different perspective of the whole thing, that it has to be, you know, guide me to understand that being disciplined doesn't mean I am trapped, but it sets me free from chaos and helps me reach my goals. Look at the different version of how they think about it. Give me the courage to face my weaknesses and understand that every little step I take towards being more disciplined helps me become stronger. Show me that discipline is about small, steady actions and not just strict routine. Let me see that it helps me be stronger when things get tough. Help me see discipline as a friend, supporting me in becoming who I want to be. Guide me to be patient and keep growing, knowing that over time I will see the changes I once hoped for. You know what a profound prayer and thought process of people. So what we have thought about and we have not yet implemented, hopefully it will happen. We will try and kind of compile all these prayers into, you know, a group, and then we could probably, you know, mull over this and listen to this over and over again so that we can get our own direction. So let's listen to Nihal.
The most humble pronounce to the divine lotus feet of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Salam everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nihal, and I'm graduating senior this year. So, unfortunately I couldn't be with you here all today as I'm off in India and decided to record a video for you all instead. So I guess my SSE journey really begins right at the beginning of group 3. I remember at the time, I often thought, is there really a point of joining SSE now? It's so late. As all of my friends and people I knew really joined back in group 1 and group 2. But, you know, besides that, the teachers, you know, let me in with open arms, and I definitely learned a lot in group 3. I remember coming in, I was definitely a lot more quiet than I am now. And I often think, you know, very one-dimensionally, I'm, you know, excluding other people's aspects and views. And, you know, group 3, the lesson plans, I remember the discussions, we have lots of discussions actually. It really taught me, you know, how to weigh other people's perspectives. You know, even if we think it's not right, it's important to understand the other person and understand, I guess, how they're functioning, so we can keep that in mind. I guess I've learned, you know, that definitely helped me a lot in school. Just understanding different people, understanding my own friends, I guess, even, you know, my own brother, you could say. And, you know, just despite things that people say or do, understanding where they're coming from and, you know, not getting, you know, not jumping straight to the action is what I found really important. And has helped me a lot through my life. I guess for group 4 too, it helped me a lot as, you know, we had a bunch of different things, from spiritual topics to things such as, you know, respect, determination, all that. And I use all of that in my own daily life now too. Even in times when, you know, I'm struggling and all of that, I just remember Swan. I remember what I've learned throughout the last couple of years, and I sort of applied to my, you know, my own life, and remember that I have all the skills necessary to move forward. You know, taking things like, you know, spirituality and all that stuff, become closer to God. As someone who originally, I think I shared with you before, but I often, you know, you know, you go to Islam, you go to God and ask, oh, can I do good on this assignment or test or whatever, but I realized that, you know, it doesn't work like that. And over the last couple of months especially, I've learned how to become closer to God, you know, just sharing your thoughts with Him. And, you know, not asking Him all the time, but understanding Him and where He's coming from, I guess, if that makes sense. And, you know, I feel like that's really helped me, guide me on, you know, my journey. I mean, group 4 especially had a bunch of different topics such as determination as well. You know, understanding, I guess, what I'm motivated by, and, you know, even times when I'm not motivated and having the willpower to go through has really helped me as well. You know, obviously coming back from a long day of school a lot of times, I have a lot of different things to finish up, and, you know, it just reminded me that despite all this, you know, hard times that I may feel, that at the end of the day, like, I stay determined and everything's gonna be okay. And I guess the last biggest thing I've learned is patience, for sure. For me, I used to be someone that always kind of wanted to rush to the point, rush to action, and, you know, understanding patience has really led me to believe that I'm a much more, I guess, like, sincere person now, if that makes sense. You know, I definitely understand everything, or I understand the whole process of what I'm trying to do, and, you know, whether that's, you know, interacting with people, trying to reach a certain goal, I always remember where I'm at, what I have to do, and how to get there. And, you know, without that patience, I definitely feel like my life would have been way harder than it is now. I feel like I have everything in control now, and, you know, it's all something that SSE has really taught me. You know, going forward, I just graduated from Novi High School actually a couple days ago, so I'll be heading to MSU in the fall, and I hope to take all these skills with me for sure. You know, I believe that SSE just doesn't end with, you know, group 4, 12th grade graduating. There's a lot of YA stuff, you know, that you can do as well, and, you know, it doesn't end. Like, SSE, you don't need to be at the center all the time. And I guess that's something I also understood you know, you can be connected to God anywhere you are, you know, whether that's your own house, whether that's, you know, outside or even in your dorm room. I think that's something that I'll always remember for sure and keep close to my heart. And, you know, once again, I just like to thank all my SCTs that have had me, as well as, you know, my parents for sure. You know, other than just taking me to classes, helping, you know, instill some of these values in me, raising me to be, you know, raising me to, you know, love myself and be who I am. And that's absolutely amazing. And especially to all, you know, my peers, especially the ones who are graduating now, definitely have, you know, pushed me through Sci Center and allowed me to see different aspects and perspectives of not just myself, but everyone surrounding me. So for that, I hope my next chapter goes well, and sayonara.
Wanted to add a couple of more. When Nihal was nominated and he accepted the role as a student council member, he was literally almost clueless as to what he wanted to do. And even when the first the Labor Day retreat he attended, he did not know what to take on, and until an assignment was given to him. For him to grow up to the next 3 years to become the leader of the student council for the entire region is a remarkable growth in him that we wanted to also see in each and every one, to tap into the potential, get the opportunity when it is given to you by Swami, and make the best use of it to rise, grow, and lead. Sayonara.
So their journey is marked by remarkable ability to integrate spiritual wisdom into daily life, you know, embodying the ideals of our Lord Bhagavan. This is just not a testament, right? This is not a testament of their work and dedication, but a transformative power. We saw the transformative power of the values that we cherish all the time. Does anyone have any kind of doubt that how these children are going to do after graduation? I don't. They do well. They already have their minds very clear. They're already very set on what they're going to be doing. It's just that commitment that needs to kind of go on, which we pray to Swami, and he will definitely provide us and our children the guidance for them to become what they need to be. Thank you for the opportunity. Jai Sai Ram.
Another good round of applause for all of the graduates and the wonderful teachers who have served in the SSE journey in our beloved Sci Center SSE program. Now all of these graduates are officially no longer SSE students. They're graduated to become YAs or young adults. So we treat them like that. But who else better to welcome them into the YA fold other than our own YA representative Krishna Tigala, who will welcome them into the world of YA. Krishna?
Saram, my most humble pranams are our beloved Swami's Lotus feet. Saram, everyone. I want to congratulate all the groups from Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and I want to give a special thanks to the Group 4 students who are graduating, because now I have more ones for the count. And I want to say I'm feeling really old, you know, it's been about like 3 years that I graduated. Last year I was able to say, oh, I felt like me graduating was just like yesterday, but I don't have the luxury of saying that anymore. So, I want to share, like, you know, as a YA, my journey as a YA, in the beginning, when I started off my college, it was a little bit off and on. I was partially here, I was partially not here. And when this happened, I felt something was missing in my life. My life was not complete. And once I started coming to the center more and more, there's a sense of little bit bliss, peace that I felt. And it felt so much more complete. And I understood that physical presence in Sci Center is really, really important. And my humble request to all the Group 4 students, never say that you're busy or you don't have time, because if you have the thought to come to Center, Swami will always make time for you to come to. So now the Group 4 students, I saw a lot of them peering, thinking that they're done with Sai Center, but now it's my turn with you. So, and one quote that I want to say to all the Group 4 students now that you have graduated SSE and with all this knowledge that you got, with great power comes great responsibility. And with all this knowledge that you gained, now you're going to go out into the world and share all Swami's teachings with everyone. And the great power that will keep guiding us is Swami himself. And now, and I want to end with one small thing, that Swami loves his students a lot. And it's our responsibility to always give back to our community and always serve our Swami and always treat him as a friend. And I want to conclude with a small video from Swami.
ఫేమస్ చదువుకున్నాడు. ఈ విద్యార్థులు చూస్తే నాకు ఎంతో ఆనందం వేస్తుంది. ఇలాంటి విద్యార్థులు నాకు చిక్కాయి కదా, ఇంతమంది ప్రేమకు నేను నోచుకున్నాను కదా అని నాకు ఎంతో ఆనందం. కనుక మీ యొక్క ప్రేమని నా యొక్క విలువ. నాకు ఈ ఖర్చులు కానీ డబ్బులు కానీ ఏమాత్రం నాకు విలువ లేదు. మీ ప్రేమకు మించినటువంటి విలువ నాకు ఒక్కొక్కటి లేదు. ఈ ప్రేమను తరిగిపోకుండా పెరిగేటట్టుగా చూసు. కనుక మీకు ఏమైనా నేను చేయగలను. నా ప్రారంభంలో ఇచ్చి మిమ్మల్ని తప్పకు ఇస్తాను.
Thank you, Krishna, for your wise words. And I know that you're going to be on the case, calling them in every now and then to come and share their experiences, their journey as YS. But give them a little chance to settle down in college and figure out where the cafeteria is, which is where they may hang out most of the time, and where the dorm room is, if they ever go back to it. And so basically, we'll have them back here, and you're all welcome as YAs anytime. And you don't have to sign up to sing a bhajan, which you did not as a Group 4 student anyways, but again. And for those specifically who talked in praise of the bhajan teachers, we expect you to sign up at least every other week. You know who you are. Before the cake cutting, which is an important event, I would like to invite all of the graduates up in the front for a group photo, and then we'll head out to do the cake cutting along with the uncle and auntie Uttamaraj and the teachers. Mr. Sairaga, you're one of the graduates, and Mr. Mani Rambura, you're one of the graduates, can you come? And Miss Priya, she's already on her way. And the teachers, Brother Ramesh, Brother Sai Devakar, Brother Peter. Thank you. Now we'll have the students just be over here. Could you be kind enough to try to sneak your way over here? Yeah, that's good. Thank you. You go over there to cut the cake. And one of the sisters or both sisters help them for the process. And the cameraman can go over there also. That's okay. It's the ladies' side, I know that.
This is good. Yeah.
take the picture of the cake before it's cut and then we will speak. If you can give a little bit of space for the camera person to connect, thank you. Huh? Oh, red balloon is blocking the graduates. There are only 3 graduates here. Can you like to avoid the red balloon? Thank you. All right. Who has the mic? So, okay, then who wants to be the first one? No, Priya, why don't you start and then we'll go to Neil and then Robert.
Wait until the photographer comes.
Don't touch your name, Neil. There we go, the perfectionist who wants the piece of cake. You already. Let's all wish them and congratulate them and wish them well in their journey beyond. That's our center cake master. She's gonna do what is necessary next. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. The graduates, yeah, you can go back. Yeah, everyone will get a piece of the cake. Yeah, at least the kids will get the piece of the cake. The adults can, like, make them stand in line. All right. Everyone know how to close this beautiful ceremony where so much emotions, so much gratitude, and so much love poured out of each one of our graduating students for the program, for who they have become, how they have grown, and what impact SSE has had, and how the teachers have loved and guided them all along. And this is Swami's way of showing his love through his instruments, the teachers, through his institution, the SSE program, and through all his messengers, all of us, parents, teachers, supporters of these graduates as they go and become the shining light of Swami's message in the world out there. So at this time, I would like to also introduce what is going to be the topic for next year's SSE. After certain polls went out, I know that some of the parents had to have several reminders before they got on and did their input. So we took the teachers' input, we took the parents' input, and we took the students' input. Then we collaborated with all the centers across the region, as we all normally do, and come up with the top 3 categories or top 3 topics for the next year, for the 3 quarters. The theme for the entire year is strength in unity. Again, such topics are usually decided by the student council itself, who are representatives of the SSE students across the region. And this 3 topics was the most occurring mentions of what parents, teachers, and students wanted. Remember, we did 3 out of the 5 Ds. And one more D still lingers on, and that is the starting for quarter one, discrimination. And one may ask why we are talking about discrimination when strength and unity is the theme. This discrimination is not what it is having a connotation here in the western side of the hemisphere. It is more about you having the ability to distinguish between what is right and wrong, what is good and bad, or good and evil. And things, whichever way you want to think about, that discriminating power comes with a lot of intellect, thought, and that's basically where we see differentiations between different people because of our ability to discriminate when used in the wrong way will be an obstacle for unity. So we start off with how we use the power of discrimination in the right way. Then we moved on to optimism. Optimism, again, is fading off soon with the influence of social media, and its influence is large. Optimism is about self-confidence. Optimism is about hope. Optimism is about seeing brightness in the future. So it is about that which develops character and personality and self-confidence. So with good discrimination power of what is good and evil, one develops the sense of optimism and self-confidence. And last but not the least, to enact those qualities, having the unity of thought, word, and deed, in order to express yourself and make your life as its message. And that's what we're going to end up in quarter 3 of unity of thought, word, and deed. So that's the 3 topics for the next 3 quarters. We will take questions later, Mojo. How's that? Okay, I'll answer one-on-one specifically. This is what happens when you're a teacher in group 3, group 2. He's going to be going to group 3. Next, we're going to basically wanted to do a couple of announcements. There is Sai Sibling Forum, official walkover at the regional level on June 14th. It is online program at 8 p.m. Eastern. Please do join. We will be celebrating again all our graduates online. And then the Labor Day Retreat musical program. I know that we have so many musically talented kids. Please sign up. The sign up was sent out last week. I will send another one in tomorrow. And please do sign up onto what you want to do. And there's so many options, whether it be instrumental, vocal, dance, anything. And that means you ought to come to the Labor Day Retreat, of course, to perform. And then last but not the least, we're also collecting $1 with 100 bhajans for Sai 100th birthday that comes up in 2025. So please do check with your bhajan teachers during your what kind of bhajans you would like to offer. There are some process and procedure. Please do contact me first in order to sign up for that, so that we can then give you the instructions on how to record it. You're going to do that over the summer. You're going to record it by yourself. And then we basically collect all of those and stitch them into a garland for swans. That's basically what I wanted to talk about today. And with this, we lovingly submit this event at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. And thank you very much for all of your patience. Oh, there are a few questions over there, so we will take a few questions. We are about 1 minute over. Okay, Mojo, first question. Why are there 3 quarters and why cannot be the trimester? Well, we split the 4 quarter, the entire year into 4 quarters. 3 of them you go to school. If you want to go to school on the 4th quarter, which is called summer, you're more than welcome, and we'll hold a special class for you. And you know why? Then we'll not call it 3 trimesters, we'll call it 3 quarters where you have SSE, and the 4th quarter is your break. So that you can come back renewed and refreshed for quarter number 1. Is that okay? Okay. Good. Is there a break before budget? Yes. If we end the question and answer session soon, that is going to be the break. Anyway, Krish, Dhruv, you had a question? Yeah, what's the question? No question? Yeah. Okay, you didn't have a question. So there's no question, so your answer to the question, answer to your question is now.
Break time.
Sai Ram, thank you. Now is your break.